And I wear my
Well, good
Canada
evening,
top.
everyone, and welcome to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960 AM. I've been really intrigued by some of the different people that I know, friends and Facebook friends and whatnot, that have put their names forward and their pictures forward to be contestants for the Maxim cover shoot. And a friend of mine who I actually met because she's a nutritionist, and I reached out to her for some nutritionist counseling, ended up putting her name for it. And so I think it was interesting to chat with her about why she did that, and also about her own personal journey and diet, nutrition, and stuff like that. So Linda Abbruscato? How do I pronounce your last name again?
Abbruscato.
Abbruscato. Linda Abbruscato is a director with a national food retailer specializing in diet and nutrition. She lives in Mississauga, and she has put her name forward to be a contestant for Maxim. So Linda, welcome to our show. And why did you want to win this cover award?
Well, thanks first of all for having me here today. I'm super, super excited. For me, honestly, a couple of different reasons. So at age 43, go big or go home, right? That's my motto. Being a nutritionist as well, it's not just about, for me, what food you're eating, what supplements you're taking. It's also about a healthy lifestyle, and part of that is self-love and believing in yourself. And that's one reason actually why I decided to, put my money where my mouth is and join this competition.
So tell us about the competition. What is it?
So basically, the competition is to be 2020 Maximum Cover Girl for their magazine, and you also receive a 2-page spread about yourself, and that's where I definitely want to talk about my journey and nutrition and diet, and you also win $25,000. It's a grand prize, monetary worth, and for me, it's very important because being type 1 diabetic, which I'm sure we're going to speak about shortly, I want to donate part of my proceeds to the Canadian Diabetes Association, and having 2 beautiful twin nieces that just turned 18 June 9th. I don't have kids of my own, so I don't have kids of my own, so they're like my kids. They just graduated their senior year, and they'll be going to university starting the fall, so I want to help contribute to their university tuition. And for me, just a spa day, Brian. I just need a spa day.
So 43 years old. Why would you want to compete to be on a cover of a magazine?
You know what? Honestly, for me, I wouldn't even think about joining something like this. It's you kind of have your own insecurities in life and struggles growing up. And for me, like not that I have still now, we all have a little bit of insecurities, but you know what? I figured, why not go for it? Like, why not? Why can't I be on the cover of the magazine? I always preach believing in yourself, and never let anything get in the way of a dream that you've had for a long time. So I decided to go for it.
And what was this dream? To be a cover girl? Dream to be a beauty contestant? What?
You know what? For me, it's just about believing in yourself, and it's not necessarily about being a beauty contestant. It's just, never think that you're not good enough. I always feel that we put our own barriers in front of ourselves, and again, part of it for me is all part of my healthy living model is just self-love and knowing that you're worth it, and why not go for it?
Okay. Why self-love?
Self-love is all very part of a healthy mindset. So when I think about health and wellness, and I think about healthy living, it's not just about taking supplements, and you can go to the gym every day, you can eat the healthiest diet, but if you aren't not if you're not positive, but really, really, really having that mindset of loving yourself and accepting yourself just the way you are is really all part of that as well.
Well, I think it's a great adage, because we all have to like ourselves, if not love ourselves, before we can possibly like or love someone else. So thank you, Linda, for that. We're chatting with Linda. Let me get it right. Abbruscato?
Yeah, Abbruscato, perfect.
Abbruscato. About Maxim, about diet, about nutrition. We're going to take a break. Stay with us. Well, welcome back. We're chatting with Linda Abbruscato. Is that right? Abbruscato. I apologize. Linda Abbruscato, who I initially met because of her Instagram website that is Live Well-ish, and she is a registered holistic dietitian, holistic nutritionist. I apologize. And she has the most amazing Instagram website because she's got pictures of pancakes and other stuff on it. And I go, like, how the heck do you eat all this stuff and stay thin and beautiful? So what's your secret to diet?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question, Brian. That's going to be a show all in itself. But you know what? There's really no secret weapon for me. Honestly, it's just I don't have any white processed flour or sugar in my diet. Not just because I'm diabetic, but just because of the detriments it has to one's body. For me, one of my key secrets is a lot of good fats in my diet every day. So items like avocado, coconut oil are really part of my staples in my diet on a regular basis.
So why good fats? Why avocado and coconut oil?
Well, healthy fats, it's amazing there's a skew of benefits actually when you have healthy fat in your diet. And people have the misconception that if you eat fat, you're going to gain weight. It's actually quite the opposite. Good fat actually helps you burn fat. So, and besides being fantastic for your skin, your hair, your nails, picture it like oil for a car. You lubricate your body from the inside out.
Oh, really? Okay. So I like bacon in the morning and steaks at night. Is that not good fat?
No, you don't want that kind of fat, that's for sure. Unless you're on a keto diet, then that would be perfect. But you know what? Again, everything in moderation. So red meat I get asked this question all the time about, stuff like bacon and steaks. Everything, I believe, honestly, in moderation, very little. It's not stuff that you want to be eating on a regular basis, but there's nothing wrong with splurging. I really believe that as well, because when you deprive yourself, that's when most people start to really fall off their diet regimens, but to a certain point, right? So you want to splurge a little bit to a certain point and make sure that a majority of the time you're eating real, wholesome foods.
So why is flour and sugar so bad?
Because it's processed, and basically, so when we talk about diabetes in particular, and especially type 2 diabetes. I'm type 1, so mine started at a young age. Type 2 is on the rise, and if you look at the numbers out there, it's quite alarming, and that's actually what sets off your insulin to go into overdrive to produce a hormone called your pancreas to produce a hormone called insulin, which is what helps control your blood sugar levels, right? So when you're constantly eating white flour and white sugar, you're putting such a strain on your pancreas to keep on producing excessive amounts of insulin, and that's what happens when you develop type 2, because your insulin, almost like your pancreas, is almost working in overdrive, right? So eventually it's going to wear down.
And someone told me that sugar is going to be sort of in the future the way that people have had an attitude towards cigarettes in the past. Is sugar really that bad for you?
Yeah, it is. White sugar, 100%. But lucky, there's so much other natural alternatives that you can take besides, white table sugar. It's great to see. There's a lot of selection out there now. Stuff like monk fruit, stevia, or two that comes to mind. Even like coconut sugar, even just like raw, raw honey. Not your Billy Bee honey, but really raw, unpasteurized honey, natural, organic, pure grade maple syrup. Like these are all natural sweeteners and sugar you can use besides white table salt.
So why would the sugar from honey or from maple syrup not be bad, and white table sugar is bad?
Well, again, it's just the way it's processed and the way it's made. It's not bleached. If you're, it's raw. Again, it's raw honey. You don't want to get a honey that's been processed and have stuff added to it. It's just pure raw honey. Even your maple syrup, the grade B maple syrup would be one to get. And I don't want to put any companies down, but something like an Aunt Jemima isn't the maple syrup I'm referring to, because again, that's processed and colors are added and other sugars around it, right? So this is just pure natural form of sugars.
Okay, so you say that you're a registered holistic nutritionist. What's that?
So I'm an RHN. So basically, so very different than what a dietitian is. A dietitian is normally on the medical side of the business. Holistic, what that means is, we look at everything, mind, body, and spirit. It's not just about, and that's why I talk a lot about, mindset, because that's what a holistic nutritionist looks at. We look at all parts of your lifestyle. It's not just diet; it's your entire lifestyle.
Like what?
Like, for example, so not only what the foods you're eating, what types of foods you're eating, in form of supplementation, self-care. So self-care for everybody could be different. So self-care in order to have a healthy mindset. So stuff like yoga, meditation, different forms of exercise, whether it's going for a walk, meditation, especially key to calming the mind down and balancing your chakras in your body. So it's all three aspects.
So do you meditate on a regular basis?
You know what? I do, not as often as I would like. I try to, at least once a day, but the last couple of months hasn't been so frequent for me, but at least a couple of times a week, I try to meditate for sure.
And yoga, do you do that?
You know what? Yes, actually, I do yoga. It's funny you say that because I used to work out with weights heavily. I would say about a year ago, but I got injured. I basically tore my rotator cuff. So I had to avoid doing some sort of weightlifting exercises. So I actually started really getting into yoga a lot, and it honestly helps me tremendously. Flexibility for sure.
And you told me when we first chatted that you don't believe in diets, but you believe in nutrition. What do you mean by that?
You know what? When you throw the word diet out there, it's kind of a little bit. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's just, for me, I believe in a healthy lifestyle change. And a lot of times when you put the word diet out there and you tell somebody, you should be following this certain diet, whether it's keto, it's for a short period of time. When we talk about nutrition, we talk about like a lifestyle change. It's not just about being on a specific diet. Again, of course, unless there's a health ailment that you're dealing with, you have to follow a regimented diet. But for me, it's more about a lifestyle change.
Okay, and so the lifestyle change is these good fats, which are avocado and coconut. What else are fats that we should be consuming?
Well, fats like olive oil. So being Italian, I grew up with using olive oil a lot. So olive oil is amazing. Avocado oil, even, you know what, even butter, actually, organic butter is not bad to be using, again, in moderation a little bit because it's natural form. You want to avoid stuff like a margarine that's processed, even just whole real foods, like all your greens, dark leafy green vegetables are amazing. Your fruit.
Dark what type of vegetables? Dark green vegetables?
Yeah, dark leafy green vegetables are amazing as well for your diet.
So like broccoli, does that count broccoli?
Broccoli, yes. So broccoli, kale, those
I
are
hate
two.
kale. Kale
Come on,
like
kale's so good for you. Kale is so good for you. You could put it in an omelet. You could eat it raw. You could put it in your smoothie so you don't taste it.
I hate kale. Kale is disgusting. Like romaine lettuce, I love, but kale?
How have you tried it? I'm gonna give you some recipes after for kale that you're gonna absolutely love.
No, I'll take asparagus or broccoli or romaine lettuce over kale any day.
Okay, well, you know what? And nothing wrong with all of those, as long as you're eating your dark leafy greens. For me, again, everyone has their preference, right? But for sure, like, any dark leafy greens is amazing. I eat a lot of also nuts in my diet. So raw nuts are a form of good fat and also a form of protein as well. So there's so much. And anytime anyone has any questions, please, you can DM me on my Live Wellicious page at any time. I'll be happy to answer anyone's questions on nutrition or diet tips for sure.
Okay, and so when I was going through, you did have pancakes. So why did you have pancakes on your Live Wellicious?
Those are I have a couple of different pancakes. So I have chickpea flour pancakes. Again, so something like a chickpea flour is gluten-free, high in fiber. So it's not white flour that spikes your sugar levels up because of the fiber content. It's actually slow release into your body. Very, very good. Very good for you, and it's delicious as well. So I use a lot of chickpea flour when I make my pancakes.
So this is one of your secrets clearly is diet, nutrition, and you say that the holistic nutrition is to feed your body, mind, and spirit well. I presume the body is the nutrition that we talked about. The body has got to be the fitness and the yoga and stuff like that. The mind is what? The meditation?
Yes, the mind would be meditation. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
And so what do you do for spirit?
So meditate, even part of the meditation as well would be for spirit as well, and balancing, because it helps balance your chakras and it helps quiet your mind and puts your entire body at a different state.
And are there other things that you do to sort of achieve this level of self-love you described?
what? Honestly, for me, there's quite a bit that I do. So even just taking care of yourself, for me, it's something as simple as, you know what, taking a bath, lighting up some candles, and really puts yourself in a very relaxed, mood. Or getting my hair done makes me feel good. It could be going for a walk in nature for me. Walking my dog, like all stuff like that is part of self care, self love.
Excellent. And you work with a national retailer. I presume you bring some of these skill bases to your job in choosing our foods.
Yeah, so how I use my nutrition now is I work for one of the largest retailers in Canada, and my job title is a director. And what I do basically is I source and I vet actually different products, and down from for sure ingredients. I always scrutinize the ingredients to make sure that they're 100% natural and healthy, even down to packaging before I decide whether they're going to hit my store shelves or not.
Well, I'm glad we have people like you choosing our foods for us. So that's wonderful.
Thank you. I'm excited to do that as well. Every day, I love it.
We're chatting with Linda Abbruscato, who is a holistic nutritionist and a contestant for a cover girl spot on Maxim magazine. We're going to take a break and come back more with Linda and talk about her personal journey in just a minute. Stay with us. Well, welcome back to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour, Saga 960. We're chatting tonight with Linda Abbruscato, who is a holistic nutritionist. She's a buyer with a director with a major retail chain here in Canada. And for some reason, she's put her name forward to be on the cover of Maxim and is in a competition that I'm surprised to see actually numerous people that are friends of mine on Facebook and Instagram and elsewhere competing for. So Linda, let's just talk a little bit about you and your own personal story. So what you were telling me is that a lot of your attitude toward nutrition was driven by when you were younger, you were diagnosed as diabetic. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. At age 11, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, for sure. That's where it started.
And that must have been traumatic at age 11. Were you rushed to hospital at the time?
Well, you know what? It's funny so I wasn't feeling well. So we actually went to my family doctor. My mom brought me, and I can tell right away that he knew, something was off. And we did, blood work right away. And the moment we got home following the visit, we got a call saying, rush Linda to the hospital. Her sugar is extremely high, and she may go into a diabetic coma if you don't get her into ER right away. So yes, definitely right away I was rushed to, at the time, York Finch Hospital. And then after that, I was transferred over to Sick Kids.
And so have you been having to take insulin every day for the rest of your life?
Yes. So being a type 1 diabetic, so my pancreas doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So insulin is not produced naturally from my pancreas. So I have to inject myself daily.
And has diet helped you or just not been an issue or what?
Sorry, Brian?
Well, you said that sort of drove you to have a good diet. Has it improved your lifestyle with a better diet, or no, you still need the insulin every day anyway?
You still have to take insulin every day regardless, because again, my pancreas doesn't work. So I have to inject myself with insulin versus type 2 diabetes. Usually when you're type 2, it's an adult onset. So you can control not having to inject yourself with insulin through proper dieting. But being type 1, diet is key as well. So that helps me not have to take a lot of insulin. I just stabilize my sugar levels by what I'm eating.
And how has that changed your life? Other than taking the insulin every day, has it changed your life?
You know what? Actually, it really, really has. For me, just learning how to eat differently, like, being Italian and growing up in an Italian household, growing up every day, like, my parents are pasta, pizza, bread, like all that delicious food that you enjoy being Italian. For me, like was, we had to kind of learn how to alter recipes. And that's why when we talk about, those chickpea pancakes, is using different flours, eating different types of foods that aren't going to spike my sugar levels so high to a point where I have to take excessive amounts of medication to help stabilize my sugar. So it has changed, not just my life, my entire family's life, but honestly for the better. We all eat extremely, extremely well. So it's a blessing in disguise, to say the least.
Well, I've been diagnosed as pre-diabetic, and so I probably should take some lessons from you, and that's why I was originally reaching out to you from a nutrition standpoint.
Anytime you reach out to me, Brian, I will help you with whatever questions you have. And diet truly is key. And it's not that you can't enjoy eating foods that you enjoy eating today. It depends what those are, but you can definitely alter, different recipes that you enjoy eating to make them less starchy. Because that's what really, really spikes your sugar levels up. And that's how usually type 2 diabetes comes aboard. It's actually through, eating a lot of high carbohydrate foods.
Now, you said when we first started that this was always a dream of yours to compete for a beauty pageant or cover girl or something like that. Why?
You know what? For me, I guess, at age 11, I remember when I was diagnosed, just that feeling that I had, going back to school after being in the hospital for a month and just feeling, Brian, honestly, feeling like I was different. And I was different, but I don't want to say not in a good way, but I felt very out of place because back then, we're talking like 30 years ago, you didn't hear so much about diabetes as much as I do now. And for me, it's just always like, honestly, believing in yourself and, your self-worth. And that's why I always say about, self-love. And that's why I did it. Because for me, yeah, it was always a dream to be, not necessarily a cover girl, but just honestly believing that I'm worth it and I can do it.
Have there been times in your life that you didn't feel like you were worth it then?
You know what, growing up, again, just with the struggles of, my ups and downs of my sugar levels, I again, not feeling like almost like a why me, almost like a victim act, to be honest. I'm over that now, thank God. But it's at times in my life, just feeling different and just questioning, myself and, obviously even growing up as a teenager, your hormones changing, your young 20s through whatever struggles you go through in life, whether it's relationships, and what have you, just really, really learning to just accept everything about yourself. And one thing about me as well, and another reason why I wanted to compete is that I have a bad scar on my leg, my lower part of my leg, and that's something that I'm very self-conscious about. So just, being in this contest is really just exposing me in the raw, and I'm totally fine with it. Where maybe, years ago I wouldn't have been fine with it. And that's why for me it's so important that I'm competing and everyone's going to see me and the real me and every flaw that I have.
Now you've been posting some beautiful portraits, and you have to go through a bunch of, I guess, I presume, photo sessions, etc., and you post them. What's that been like?
You know what? Honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually enjoying this whole process. I've never really done, anything like this before. So it's been really interesting and it's been a really, really good experience. I'm not gonna lie.
How have people reacted?
Everyone, honestly, super supportive, Brian. I can't believe them. Every day I posted about it too. I'm like, thank you very much. I'm very overwhelmed by the amount of support I'm getting from family, friends, even strangers. Just everybody's like, I'm so happy you're doing this. We look up to you, and it's great for young or older women to see that. Go for it. It's been really, really, really nice. I feel very overwhelmed right now.
So one of my other interviewees who was a contestant got some negative messages where people were criticizing her for competing. Have you had any?
No, actually, I'll be honest with you, I haven't. And I'm very fortunate that I haven't. And I'm very blessed that I have a amazing, amazing energy in my life. And for me, I like to surround myself with a lot of positive energy. And it's been really, really a blessing.
What does your dad think?
My dad, honestly, so my dad's your typical, European man. I'm not sure if he fully understands, but honestly, him and my mom vote for me every day. It's funny because my mom calls me all the time. She goes in her little Italian accent, asking me, "Did my vote go through, Linda? I tried voting, but I'm not sure if it went through." So I have to constantly check if her vote went through for me. So it's been really cute to see the both of them super excited for me too.
And do you have any partners or anything like that? And what do they think?
I'm sorry?
Partners or?
Honestly, no, I'm single. I have, again, my brother, my sister, my nieces, my biggest fans, all my friends and family, everyone's been really, really supportive. So
one person I spoke to said they did it because they wanted to make their ex feel bad.
Really? Well, no, I do have exes, but that's not why I'm doing it. So
So tell us, where are you in the competition right now?
So right now, currently in my group, I'm in second place. So by July 2nd, which is Thursday, July 2nd, I need to place first in order to make it into the quarterfinals.
And how do we vote for you?
So you can vote for me by using the link on my Live Wellicious page or my Linny ad page. I also have a link in my bio on my Facebook page. And just basically, it's a free daily vote. You have to log in, I believe it's via Facebook every day. And there's an and or warrior vote. So what that is Maximum is part of a nonprofit organization. They support wounded warriors. And so what they do is if you donate minimum of $10 to support the charity, they in return give me those 10 votes. So whether you donate $10 or $20 in return, I get those votes. So those two ways that you can vote for me on a regular basis.
We're chatting with Linda Abbruscato, a holistic nutritionist and a competitor for the cover of Maxim. We're going to take a break and come back with her in just a minute. Stay with us. Well, we're back with Linda Abbruscato. Abbruscato. I apologize. I'm terrible with pronunciation. I really apologize. Who is a holistic nutritionist. She's a buyer, a director with a major retailer, and she's currently a competitor to be on the cover of Maxim magazine, a competition that you vote in every day. And by Thursday, July the 2nd, she's got a deadline to meet. So if you get a chance, please consider voting for her, and I'll put the link in the promo to this show. And or you reach out to Linda Abbruscato on her Instagram, on her Facebook, or somewhere else, and you'll be able to see ways to vote for and links to how to vote for her. So Linda, you've talked about how you had a little bit of lack of confidence after you got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I mentioned to you some other interviewees that I have who have also been competitors, had body image issues and or they wanted to be more self-confident. You've talked about self-love. You've got nieces that I think you've mentioned that you're going to potentially give some of your winnings to if you win, that are 18 or something like that. If you had an opportunity to stand up as a winner of this award and speak to young females today about body image, about beauty, about sexiness versus non-sexiness, what would your messages be?
For me, it would be embrace every part of you. Flaws is what makes you, what makes you unique, and you need to embrace yourself and everything that comes along with it. There's only one you, so just love yourself as much as you can and just believe in yourself.
Love yourself as much as you can and believe yourself. And have there been courses or books or mentors or people that have influenced you positively in that regard?
You know what? There's a lot of books actually that I enjoy reading, and I'll actually send you over a couple of titles. Basically, for me, honestly, thank God, a lot of my circle of friends are yoga teachers. They also, teach meditation classes. So that's who I'm surrounded by. Carmelinda DiMano, I love her to death. If you guys get a chance to check her out, she's amazing. She teaches the Kundalini breathing techniques. She teaches yoga classes online. Amazing. She's helped me tremendously throughout my journey, for sure.
And if some young lady came and said they wanted to compete to be in a beauty contest or for a cover girl, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, go for it. Go for it. Don't hold back. Follow your dreams. Follow your heart. Believe in yourself. You're worth it. You're worthy. All of you, flaws and all.
Well, that's a great inspirational message to leave us with. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, if we want to vote for you, how do we do that?
Again, just vote for me by using the link. Vote daily, every day. Again, on my Live Wellicious page, on my Linny ad page, or just look for me on Facebook under Linda Abbruscato. And Brian, you're doing a great job pronouncing my name. I love it. You got it. You got it.
Linda Abbruscato.
Abbruscato. There you go. That's how you can vote for me. Just click the link, and there's a free vote button that you just hit, and it'll direct you how to basically vote.
Will you be devastated if you lose?
No, not at all. Honestly, it has been such a fun journey, and I'm very proud of myself for actually taking the chance and going for it.
Well, Linda Abbruscato, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about diet, telling us about nutrition, and telling us about your journey in being a potential cover girl for Maxim. It's kind of a fun objective to have at any time in your life, but particularly probably at 43. And, you know, I agree with you. I think that self-love, I think self-confidence, I think being happy with who you are, flaws and all, is undoubtedly one of the keys to success in life. And so I hope you win, and I hope you come back and tell us more about your experience in the future. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody. That's Brian Crombie and the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. We're on every Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock on 960 on your AM dial, or you can stream us online at www.saga960am.ca, or you can get all my video casts and podcasts on either saga960am.ca or on my personal website, briancrombie.com, where I do have video casts of the vast majority of my programs. Linda Abbruscato, good luck.